Now, would I recommend this for most riders? Next up on the list of mods, I get to open another box from Sweden. This one's a new Öhlins rear shock, the TTX GP version, and it is pretty. Just like when I switched out the steering damper, you can tell right away the quality is way superior than the stock SOX unit, which is exactly what you would expect from the company that makes almost all the MotoGP and World Superbike suspensions. It's a little bit heavier than the stock unit, but you can tell the quality is way superior than the stock shock. And this TTX GP model comes with a remote piggyback reservoir, so you can adjust the preload on the fly. I'm not sure how often you're going to do that on a daily basis, but it still looks pretty cool. Although I might tweak the placement of the piggyback unit. I'm going to ride for a while with it in that standard location and then see how I like it. Now, you gotta be a special kind of motorcycle nerd to geek out over suspension, but you cannot deny this whole setup looks beautiful. Now, this is obviously a little extra for a street bike. I think the stock suspension is perfectly fine for almost all riders. As far as what you'll feel while you're riding, you could accomplish probably 90% of what this Öhlins upgrade does. And you can save yourself some money by just switching out your rear spring on the stock unit to one that's properly weighted for you. Because when Ducati makes these bikes, they just give one spring setting for everyone in the world. No matter if you weigh 150 pounds or 300 pounds, you're going to get the same spring. But when you order a new Öhlins shock, they will ask for your weight, and they will build you a shock with a spring that's perfectly weighted for you. Now, I have seen some sketchy YouTube videos of people trying to install their own rear shock. So after watching those, I decided I'm going to pay a shop to do this for me. So I can only give this one a 0 on the difficulty scale, because it's not all that difficult to open up your wallet and give a shop some cash. And if you're a racing nerd like me, this is a pretty cool look that puts a smile on my face every time I see it. Surprisingly, I could tell a difference as soon as I drove it home from the shop. I'd say the suspension felt more firm and the bike felt more planted on the road. It definitely feels like an improvement. And like I mentioned, a lot of that improvement probably just has to do with having the proper spring rate for my weight. Now, would I recommend this for most riders? Probably not, because it's a little overkill. For most people, I would just recommend switching out their spring on their stock unit. But if you are looking to upgrade your suspension and you are a racing superfan, you will probably really enjoy this one. And like me, you will have no regrets. So for more V4 mods and motorcycle adventures, subscribe, and hopefully I will catch you on the next one.